Hello, everyone, and welcome to the What's Going On segment here on Swag Her Magazine and Media. I am your host today. My name is Chris Natha DeRozier. I am a certified life coach and speaker, and I'm super excited. So, as you join us, say hello in the chat. Let us know where you're tuning in from because we have a very special guest today. We have Dr. Sasha Johnson. She is an author, a speaker, she's a coach, she's a therapist, she's a professor, she's so much more. Most importantly, she's a mom. But we are excited to sit down, talk to her, learn so much about all of the amazing things that she has going on right now. Um, I know about some of it, and I'm excited to dig in a little deeper. So help me welcome Dr. Sasha. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you so much for sitting down with us today.
Of course, I appreciate you guys having me again.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm excited. I want to just jump into some of the amazing things that you have going on. And I first want to just talk to you about your work as a therapist. Um, what area specifically do you help clients work through?
So definitely, I would say the first one would be trauma. Definitely relationships, whether there's couples, as far as marriage, as far as dysfunctional challenges with families, or even if it's just a situation where maybe a parent and a child's not getting along, things of that sort. And then I would say, of course, the normal stuff that people deal with, like maybe depression, anxiety, stuff like that.
Mhm.
um but my primary areas would be probably relationships and trauma.
Okay. What inspired you to work in the therapy space?
Well, to be honest with you, I wanted to understand some of the things I was witnessing. For example, I know I had family members that had been diagnosed, and also before even being diagnosed, I noticed that they had, I would say, odd behavior that I couldn't explain or understand or digest. And so the only way that I was able to gain some understanding of what was happening, the mind, I had to decide that, hey, maybe this is something I need to dive more into. But I'm going to tell you, it took me a long time to choose that I wanted to go into this field. And I tell people, a lot of people don't realize that I literally changed my degree, or changed my major, should I say, maybe probably 5 times before I decided that this was the lane for me.
Mhm. Well, you know what? I believe that I'm glad that you chose this space because I feel like so many people need your help is with help of great therapists such as yourself. But I think as we're in the journey of discovery, sometimes as we learn things about ourselves, we take different journeys, different routes to get to where we need to be. And so I think that a lot of I know myself and a lot of our viewers can definitely relate to that. But that's awesome. Do you see that in terms of individuals that deal with trauma that a lot of that trauma starts maybe from childhood or just things that haven't been discussed or talked about for quite some years?
Absolutely. I definitely see a lot of hood, trauma that just kind of spews on, especially when, now sometimes you're dealing with a child and they're experiencing the trauma at that moment. But I notice with a lot of adults, if they're experiencing or struggling with something, a lot of times you want to go back and figure out if the source came from, childhood, family, parenting, or maybe it's something that they are not even, maybe not aware of, that you help them dive into or acknowledge, bring to that conscious mind. So
Awesome. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing that. Well, I know that in addition to being a therapist, you are also very passionate about giving back to your community. And if, I know that there's an upcoming event for back to school. If you could tell us more about that event, what's going to take place there and who it serves.
So for several years, we have been doing with my nonprofit Sister Second Chance, and we're also connected with, or I guess you could say, we have an umbrella under it called Hope Reborn. And for
Mm,
several years, we've been doing back to school drives. We took a little bit of break during COVID, but outside of that, we've been doing back to school drives. And last year, what we did was we decided to bring vendors in. We had Spider-Man come hang out. We had a couple of high schoolers do a performance. We also had, like the bouncy house, gave out school supplies, of course, just a whole lot of wellness and health vendors so that families can have access to food, physical activity, understand about health, things of that sort. So we're doing it again. Last year it was huge. It's going to be huge again this year, but this time we have it with a little twist. So we have a kickball game where it's going to be adults versus the children. So I'm
awesome.
excited to beat those children. So, and then we have Zumba that will be led by me. I'm an instructor on the side. I like to do it for fun. And so we're going to be doing Zumba. We also have a talent show, cash prizes available for the children. And we have forms out there that they can sign up for. And it'll be similar to last year, but it's going to be bigger. We're claiming that. And so I'm really excited. It's July the 20th here in Paulding County, and I'll send you guys the flyer to share. It's being supported by my political campaign, and then also my nonprofit, Sister Second Chance, and my private practice, Inside and Out Consulting.
That is awesome. It sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun.
I think
So
so.
yes, definitely. Well, you actually just mentioned your campaign, your political campaign. Tell us more about it. You're running for office. We want to know, what are you running for, and how can we support?
So I listen. I'm welcoming all support, volunteers. We need help with canvassing. We need help with just motivating me.
Hmm.
Sometimes it's a lot. Politics was not my first choice to
Hmm.
go into, but I over time I realized what better than a person in the community that has gone through things. As a mother, I've been able to connect with and understand some things that have gone on in the schools that I would like to see change. I would like to support. And then also the other thing, the caveat is, as a therapist, I have also worked as a school-based therapist. So I've also seen the lack of mental health support and resources in schools. So my goal is to decide how can we support more in that space in Paulding County. So with my private practice and my background, I would love to be able to provide that. I'm running for school board at large, and I'm super excited to be able to just go through this journey. I'm not worried about, and I'm going to say this publicly, I'm just going to be honest, I'm not worried about winning. Worried about touching the community. And so throughout this journey, prior to even running for this position, I have been doing things in the community. I have been helping families, and that is my passion, and that's where my heart lies. And I'm going to continue to do it now, and even after I get the seat or not, I'm still gonna do what I'm gonna do, and that's
Right.
just how I feel about it. But we'll see how that goes.
Awesome. Well, congratulations, because this is a really big deal. And I know you're not worried about winning, but honestly, you're more than qualified and you have a heart for the work that you do. And so for that, you should win. And so let's get behind Dr. Sasha, everybody, support her the best way that we can. And that's super important. With everything going on, Dr. Sasha, how do you balance it all? Is there such a thing?
My team, I'm gonna shout them out because if I did not have my team, my assistants, my managers, there would be this would not be happening. Um, I am, I guess, a functional mess when it comes to structure. I guess they say I'm organized, but I feel like I'm not organized. But I guess I am a little bit. And so and the last thing I'm gonna say is I had to learn to delegate. At first, it started out, I'm going to do everything myself. They're not going to do it right. I'm gatekeeping. I'm scared that they're not, something bad is going to happen, but nothing great is going to happen by yourself. Greatness
Yes.
comes with a team. Greatness comes with collaboration. Greatness comes with partnership. Whether you want to do
Mhm.
it, whether you want to accept that or not, that's just what it is.
No, I absolutely agree. No one is an island, and we need definitely to have a team to help us get to the heights that we aspire to reach. And if you could just share with us more about your upcoming book, which is available for pre-order, Ghetto Serenity. Tell us more about it. What can we expect? Just give us a little tidbit.
Yes, absolutely. So I decided to write this book because well, first of all, I've written several books, but I decided that this was a direction that I wanted to shift into because I wanted to make sure that I could speak about not only some of the challenges that we have with mental health, with friendships, with relationships. I wanted to connect it with a lot of people struggle with understanding you know
Mhm.
how to navigate. So I said, let me look at this in a more metaphoric type of way. Let's look at this from like a hood ship. And so when you think about the ghetto, when you think about the hood, you think of a place that you go to. But isn't
Mhm.
it like, to me, I say it's so ghetto that I have to go through some of the challenges that I've gone through with relationships, some of the challenges I've had to go through with myself, the battles I've had with myself. And then it's
Right.
also ghetto, the challenges I've had to go through with the relationships that I've had with, or the disconnect that I've had with my spiritual life, my spiritual journey. So I talk about
Mhm.
the spiritual journey. I talk about relationships with families, with friends, with your kids. And I talk about how ghetto it is to go through some of those hard times. So at first I talk about the ghetto in which we think of, or the hood we think of as an environment. I said, well, let's take it to a twist. Isn't it ghetto to go through some of the struggles and all the hard stuff that you have navigated? And then I talk about it with stories that I pulled from the Bible and scripture. And then I also use a lot of different real life examples and experiences, and I share it within this book. So I'm super excited to share it with the world. I think it's going to be the best one yet. We're going on a book tour. We're going to start the book tour out in October. We're hitting Texas again. We're hitting Florida. We're hitting Georgia, of course, and Alabama. And we're going to be in the church with the book tour. We're going to be going to different churches in those areas, and we're wanting to align, real life, and make people understand that life is your connection with your spirituality and your connection with your people, your tribe. So,
Mhm.
I know that was
Love
long,
it.
but
No,
that's what
that's
I got to put
great.
out there.
That's awesome. Gives us really great insight, and it sounds exciting. And you have a tour coming up, so that is super exciting. Well, I'm just again, you have a lot of incredible things that are happening, and so congratulations to you. That is amazing, and continue just to press forward with the great work that you're doing. I do want you to tell us, how do we stay connected with you?
Oh, everything is Dr. Sasha Mercedes. So
Mhm.
you can Google me. It's well, our branding is Dr. Sasha Mercedes. They said I need to say it right. Dr. Sasha Mercedes, the Wellness Whisperer. So
Love
if you
that.
look it up on any platform, it's going to say Dr. Sasha Mercedes. My website is drsashamercedes.com if you want to be a subscriber on there to see what I have going on, or the materials that I sell and things of that sort. That's where just Google me.
Awesome. Well, I want to just take a moment again. Thank you so much, Dr. Sasha, for just being here with us today. I'm super excited. Guys, make sure you definitely connect with her, support her on her campaign. I don't care where you live in the world, support her campaign. And also get her book for pre-order, which is available for pre-order as we speak. So thank you again for sitting down with us today. And guys, thank you for tuning in. And we will see you again soon. Again, Dr. Sasha, thank you.
Thank you.